What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon One, back again, man. In my comments, a lot of people asked me to speak on my first day out, my first day getting out of prison this time. Really, I believe what they really asked me is to speak on my first day back in LA, because you got to look, my first day out of prison was in the state of Alabama. It wasn't real, that was nothing that was real eventful. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from here, so it was nothing eventful that was happening for me. You know what I'm saying? It was nobody to greet me. It was nobody to be here to hug, kiss, hold, you know what I'm saying, cry with, smile with. It wasn't nobody here for none of that. You know what I'm saying? I left prison and went straight to a halfway house. So I believe what you really want to know is what it was like my first day back in LA. So that's what I'm gonna kind of speak on. But now, even though still my first day out here was still was kind of like with mixed emotions, because I went up for when I went up for parole, when I made it this time, you got to look, I went up for parole 5 times before I made it. You know, I guess they figured 23 years was long enough for a funky robbery where nobody got hurt, you know. But anyway, they did not. But anyway, so after I finally went up this last time and made it, you know, they let everybody go home when they release you in Alabama. Everybody go home on a Monday. Now, what Monday it's gonna be, you don't know if it's gonna be that coming Monday, the next Monday. It depends on your situation. If you're going home to a house, if you're going to a halfway house, if you're going to a program, it depends. It all depends on that. But you're gonna go home on a Monday, always on a Monday. So when that Monday came, I was it was kind of like a little mixed, because the same day I got out, the very same day, that same Monday, earlier that morning, my mother went into the hospital. Mom's went into the hospital, man, and she was down bad. You know, she was down bad. So when I got out, I had to go to a halfway house. So I was released to the halfway house. It was a 6-month program. I immediately started making plans on getting back to LA. So, like, I got out that Monday. My sister, my sister was in full effect. You know what I'm saying? Getting the plane tickets together. You know what I'm saying? Doing any and everything. You know what I'm saying? She had already got it. She had already been in contact with the halfway house, letting them know, look, you know what I'm saying? My mom's just, collapsed. She just went in the hospital. I need my brother. I need my brother out here. So she had been in contact with them. She had been in contact with the parole system. And she had did her thug thizzle, man, to the point to where within a few days, it was all good. It was all systems go. You know what I'm saying? Ready for me to catch that flight and get back to LA as quick as I possibly could. So, like I say, I got out on that Monday. By that Friday, I was on a plane. Heading back to South Central. Going back, it was kind of like with mixed emotions, man. It was I don't know how to put it. You know what I'm saying? I was glad to be out. I was glad to be going back to LA. You know what I'm saying? To see the home of the body bag. But the reason I was going back for kind of had me down in the dumps. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see moms, you know. So at the time, I didn't know the severity of what was really going on with her. My sister would always just tell me, look, you just need to come on, get on that plane and hurry and get back here. Hurry and get back here. So that kind of spooked me. I'm like, hurry and get back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, is mom's down bad like that? She was down bad like that, y'all. So anyway, when I got to LA, my sister, she picked me up. She picked me up from the airport. And so, no, I take that back. My cousin picked me up from the airport. My cousin Muppy, y'all know Mump. He, got me from the airport. And we started making our rounds. Man. The very first stop was, if I can remember right, because it was many years ago now. The first place we went from the airport was, I think, to his mom's house, my auntie's house. I think I went to my mom's house. I called my sister, and I let her know. I'm like, baby, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be to see moms. So I believe I couldn't get in. I believe I couldn't get in till the next day because it was so late. So I'm like, as a matter of fact, that's what I told her. I said, look, I told my sister, I said, I'm going to be there first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying? I was there bright and early. That night, I was with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? We made our rounds. You know what I'm saying? Went around. I went to my wife, my wife now. I went to her, and this was before we were married. I went to her where she was at, and she knew the situation. She was like, well, we were together. We just weren't married yet. We got married just a little bit after this. But she was like, well, don't, baby, don't worry about it. We're going to be there first thing in the morning, and we're going to go see moms, and we're going to, like, get to the bottom of everything, So it was like, cool. The very next morning came, and I left, me and her, I'm going to say my wife. I'm going to say, me and my wife, we left, and we shot to the hospital. I met my sisters there, and she was like, I'm like, so look, man, tell me what's up, because she didn't want to tell me on the phone. She didn't want to talk over the phone, and that was just her. So I'm like, okay. So at the time, I didn't really know the severity of it. So when I get to the hospital, she came to me, and she was crying. This is the first time my sister had seen me in the flesh in 23 years. And she grabbed me, she hugged me, and she crying, you know what I'm saying? I was crying with her too. I'm happy to see my sister, you know what I'm saying? But the conditions that I'm seeing her up under was like, So she said, look, sit down, let me talk to you. So we sat down. I said, well, look, let's hurry up talk so I can get up here and see mama. So when we sat down, she explained to me everything that was going on with moms. She explained to me everything. And she was explaining to me all of the health problems that moms was having before I even got out, that they were hiding from me. You know what I'm saying? They was keeping them from me because they didn't want me stressing over nothing while I was in prison. And I remember the last time I got shot down for parole, I went up 2 years prior, and they set me off 2 more years. Boom. Parole board shot me down for 2 more years. And I remember talking to moms on the phone when I got set off that last time, and she was like, boy, you just gonna make me live to be 100 years old or waiting on you, huh? I'm like, mama, no, what you mean? Because she was like, boy, I'm not going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere until they let you go. She say, so, until they let you go, I'm going to be here. And her health was bad then, but I didn't know it. I didn't know it. They hid it from me, man. Everybody hid it from me. And see, what it was, my mama was tired, y'all, but she was determined to not give up, not give in, not give out, to not go nowhere. She was adamant about not leaving this plane of existence until her son was free, until her son was back on the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm her only son. And that's what it was, man. When I made parole, and I remember the day I made it, I found out the day I went up, I didn't find out I made it till the next day. So the next day when I made it, I went up on a Thursday. I made it on a Friday. I found out that Friday. I called her. I'm like, mama. She was like, baby, what's up? I say, I made parole. She was like, huh? She knew I was going up. She said, baby, did you make it? I said, mama, I made it. I'm coming home. I made it and I'm coming home. And she was like, oh, thank the Lord. Boom, 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 boom. Little did I know, that's all she had been waiting on. And when I gave her that confirmation that I had made it, I believe that's when she made her peace with the Lord and kind of let him know, okay, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? My boy's out. I'm ready. She knew she knew I was coming home when you know when that money came. She knew I was getting out that day. I'd called her that night. I'd called her Sunday night, and I'm like, yeah, mama, you know, I'll be out tomorrow. They releasing me tomorrow. I'll be going to the halfway house. And she was like, oh, thank the Lord. Okay. And that's what I believe when she really just said, okay, I'm tired. It's over with. And she collapsed early, like 3, 4 o'clock Monday morning. Went to the hospital. So anyway, fast forward. I'm sitting downstairs at the hospital. I'm talking to my sister. My sister explained to me the severity of what was going on with moms. She explained the severity of it. And I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, she was like, man, I don't think mama gonna make it. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that. Mama ain't gonna make it. Man, you tripping, man. My mama, one of the strongest people I ever met. You know, granted, my mama was 90 years old at this time. She lived a long life. She was 90. And, but still in all, you know, I hadn't seen her in so long. The last time I seen my mom's in the flesh was in 2003. When they brought my youngest son. Remember I had a son while I was in prison. You know, his mama was pregnant when I caught the case. And I told y'all the story about when they first brought him up in 2003 for me to see him. And that was the last time I'd seen moms. You know, all these years done passed by. And so, you know, in my mind, I'm envisioning in my mind the same lady who came up. Now, you know, I've seen pictures and stuff like that, but, you know, that's why I say as far as in the flesh. So in my mind, I'm still envisioning the same little old bitty short woman, you know what I'm saying, that I seen that day. You know, a lot of people are like, man, my mama wasn't number about 5 foot even. She was a little firecracker, a little miniature stick of dynamite. She was a Taurus. Man, people used to always ask when they look at me and look at her. They like, that's your, and you know, it was one of the things like, how in the heck did that, pointing at me, come out of you? Because she's so little, point at her, you know. So, but anyway, I was her pride and joy for a minute, man. You know, we went through our ups and downs. We went through our changes when I was a young kid, but we had got past it, man. We got past it. We made up, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, time heals all wounds. But anyway, so I was telling my sister, I'm like, well, come on, let's go upstairs to see her. Come on, let me see my mama. I got to see my mama. So here it is, boom. I got there. We went upstairs, and they was talking about only one in a room or 2 in a room at a time. They had some type of little weird rule. They was tripping, you know what I'm saying? And it was, man, listen, they was almost finna send me there. I don't want to hear nothing about no hospital rules. I don't want to hear nothing about only one can go in at a time. Man, y'all better miss me with that mess, man. I ain't seen my mama in a month of Sundays, and here it is. She's sick in the bed, and y'all talk all these rules. Man, y'all better leave me alone before I transform up in here. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, you know. Anyway, so my sister told me, she said, look, you go in there, you go in and see mama. Go in and see mama. Because she had been sitting with her. So she said, you go in and see mama. So anyway, I said, okay. Her and my wife, they sat out in the lobby. I go in the room. Now, you know, my mama was already small, little. But she was kind of balled up like in the fetal position. Real small. You know, whatever, you know, her sickness had messed with her so bad, it seemed like she shriveled up and shrunk. And like, man, my mama wasn't no bigger than a little football, a little Nerf ball on the bed. Man, she was little. And I just, you know, my eyes bucked real big. I'm like, man, what? Like, what is this? Who is this? This ain't my mama. Who is this? Dang. So, man, I shot over to the bed, man, and I started rubbing her hair, and I said, what's up, mama? Mama, what's up? And she rolled over. She said, "Is that my boy?" She said, "Is that my boy?" I said, "Yeah. Yeah, mama, it's me." Because look, my sister told me that earlier that morning. No, late that night. She asked, oh no, the day before, I think it was the day before. Or something like that. She was sleeping a lot, coming back and forth. And she ended up asking my son, she said, "Is my baby here yet?" She said, "My boy here yet?" And my sister told me that she had to tell my mama. She's like, "No, mama, he'll be here in the morning. He'll be here in the morning." So my sister told me that my mama told her, she said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna hang on a little longer. I'm gonna hang on a little longer." You know, man, that's, dang, waiting on me, man. So when I got there, she like, "Is that my boy?" I said, "Yeah, mama, it's me." She kind of like real slowly kind of rolled over and she looked at me. And she looked at me in her eyes, and her eyes sparkled a little bit, and she started smiling. She kind of like, her hands was real small, and she kind of like held my hand, and she was like, "That is my baby. That's my baby." I say, "Hey, mama, I'm here. I love you." You know what I'm saying? I kind of reached down and gave her a little hug. I say, "Look, mama, get up out this bed. Let's go home." I said, "I'm here now." I said, "Come on, mama. Let's go home. Mama, let's go home." She kind of shook her head. She said, "No, baby." She said, "Mama ain't going to be able to go home this time." I said, "Mama, stop playing and get on up and come on." She said, "Baby, she said, this it right here." She said, "I'm tired." She said, "I'm tired." She said, "I'm ready to go home." She said, "I'm tired." She said, "I'm not finna let them cut on me no more." Because unbeknownst to me, man, she had undergone several surgeries over the years that I knew nothing about. I knew nothing about, man. They kept it from me. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want me in there acting a fool. Because, yeah, I would have acted a fool. So, she was like, "No, I ain't letting them cut on me." She said, "I'm tired." She said, "Cutting on me right about now." She said, "It ain't going to do no good." She said, it's time, baby. It's time." She said, I hung on till you got here." So by this time, you know what I'm saying, I ain't going to even lie, man, I'm crying so hard that I can't even see. It's like I'm up underwater. It's like I'm underwater. So I'm like, "Mama, come on." So I said, "Mama, you can't leave me like this. You can't leave me like this." Yeah, I'm back. So, she made me understand, man. She talked to me, man. But she told me she was tired. So my mama asked me, she said, "Baby, listen. I just asked one thing from you." I said, "What's that, mama?" "Anything for you." She said, "Baby, please give yourself a chance." I said, "What you mean?" She said, "If you love me, make me a promise that you're not gonna come back. You're not gonna come back to LA." She said, she said, "Baby, stay in Alabama." She said, "If it ain't Alabama, just stay someplace." She said, "But don't come back to LA." She said, "Ever since you came of age, it been nothing but this gang stuff and jail and people trying to kill you and hurt you. And she said, baby, please, just make your mama that one wish. And give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to enjoy life. Give yourself a chance to live life for once." Man, I looked at my mama, man. I said, "Mama, I promise you that." I said, "Okay." See, a lot of people wonder why I'm in Alabama. I ain't never made no big effort to try to explain why I live in Alabama. I don't have to. I'm not obligated for that. You know what I'm saying? Because what a person may think, man, it don't mean nothing to me, man. It means nothing. I had a lot, man, since I've been in this YouTube stuff, man, over the last year, man, I had hundreds of people ask me, you know what I'm saying, Tune, why you in Alabama, man? Why you live in Alabama? Why you live in Alabama? Why you live in Alabama? You know what I'm saying? I had some people try to tell me I'm originally from Alabama and I'm just coming home, or, you know, all type of stuff. And, you know, I told myself, I said, man, I ain't got to never explain that one right there. But now, for those people at large that really, really want to know why I live in Alabama, that's why I live in Alabama. You feel me? But anyway, man, you know, she held my little hand, and I made her that promise, man. I made her that promise, and been sticking with it for many, many years now. And I'm glad I stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So long as I ever been out of prison, you know what I'm saying? As long as I've ever done like just anything on my own as an adult, you know what I'm saying? Any other time it was get out of prison, go live with a female until I caught another case and went back. Normal routine. Never had to worry about paying bills. Never had to worry about taking care of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Never had to worry about, you know, doing a lot of stuff, making sure certain things were taken care of, worrying about jobs, money, businesses. Never had to do none of that before, man. But I do it now, and I do it gladly. You know what I'm saying? I do it gladly now. But, you know, my mom's passed away, man. My mom's passed away. My sister kind of got mad at me because I didn't want to really go up to that hospital no more and see her. I just, that's me. Some people can handle it. Some people can't. But I did not want to see my mama like that no more. You know, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And to my sister, she, you know what I'm saying, she know what I'm talking about. Because she felt I was doing other things other than going to that hospital, man. But, you know, people handle stuff like that in a different way, you know. Man, I could not handle it. I couldn't handle it, y'all. Here it is, many years later. I ain't gonna even lie, man. I got my mother's obituary on the wall. With a lot of pictures and stuff in it. You know, other little stuff. You know what? To this very day, I have never, not one time, opened that obituary. Not one time, y'all. I couldn't handle it. You talking about going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Shh. Cause man, if I was to snap about that, man, wouldn't nothing beat me back to jail but the headlights on the bus. Ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I lean toward my strengths. You know what I'm saying? But I loved her, man. You know, she was my rock, man. She was my everything. You know what I'm saying? Been there from day one for me. Like I said, we had our rough patches as a kid. But so for those who want to know what was my very first day like back in LA after doing 23 years in Alabama State Prison, well, you just got what my first day back was like. You know? It is what it is, what it is, man. So anyway, man, it's me, your big partner, man. Cartoon One, man. Y'all stay safe, man, and stay above ground, man. Peace. I'm out.